They say hunting and fishing can be dated back more than 2 million years. Throughout the years, the historic angler and hunter has steadily evolved into the avid hunter and angler that we know and love today. Welcome to the Outdoor Defiance podcast. As you listen, you will hear comical stories, companies talking about their products, researchers talking about their research, and overall ways to help you become a better outdoorsman. Welcome to today's episode.
We'll go ahead and get started. We have some awesome news for everyone. As you can see over my left elbow, you see something shiny there. Due to Facebook and Instagram policies, we're going to call it an envelope opener. People are very sensitive talking about what that is, so we're going to call it that, so we don't get hurt, or so we don't get banned, I guess. But I don't know really where to start. Me and Gunnar have been doing this since 2020? Not the podcast side, but the video and the charity deal. Was it 2020 or 2019? I forget.
End of 2019.
Yeah, we started. It was October 2019, and we've talked about doing a podcast for the whole time. We're kind of kicking ourselves in the tail for not starting sooner. But we are, and we're very excited with how everything's going. Our numbers are slowly growing. A few episodes, they have really exploded, and we're getting a lot of feedback, so that's awesome. As always, there's ways for people to help. We always have the question of how can we help. A lot of people are reaching out to us and telling us how great our episodes are through text or Snapchat. That's awesome. I'd love to hear that. I'd love to see that. But to truly help us, if you'll comment some stuff on our YouTube or Spotify, that really pushes. It'll make YouTube push our video more. So that really helps more there than it does just telling us, which I love hearing it from you guys. We've had some great episodes. When me and Gunnar finally were like, hey, let's start this, and we did. We weren't expecting to get the quality of some of the stuff we have on already or some other stuff we're going to share in a second. But we were very thankful for the feedback and the continuous support we have. So thank you guys for that. That means a lot. We have people on our lives almost every other week, familiar faces. So that's cool to see. It's really cool to have friends on a live they've never met in person, but you see every week. So that's awesome to see. And that's about all I can say is thank you. We have some really good episodes coming up. They're scheduled. We're very excited about. So.
Heck yeah, man. Turkey season's about to ramp up. So
yeah, turkey season's about to ramp up. We're getting excited about that. But we'll go ahead and spill the beans on everything. We have worked with two companies. One company we've got to know for the last few years. It's a family company. We've ran their turkey calls I've ran them for the last 2 or 3. Gunnar's ran them for the last 2 or 3. Tanner Rust up in Colorado's ran them guiding. We truly believe in them, so we took the next step with a conversation, and we actually have them as a sponsorship of our podcast now. So that's absolutely huge. Just now getting to 10 episodes and actually having people that want to reach out and sponsor us. I don't have enough good things to say about JAG Calls. There are links down below for a discount code. Go ahead and use OD 2024 to get your discount. Go order their calls. Go check them out. Any of our turkey videos, they're in you can hear them. I'm very hard on picking out mouth calls, and I hands down, there's nothing that I found better than JAG Calls other than one. And I wouldn't say it was better, but it was equal to. And I left it out in my truck, and it melted all together. The latex did. And the one that replaced it came back with, or the one I found that replaced it the best was JAG Calls. So definitely check them out. This is cool. I haven't even shown Gunnar this. I opened it up today to kind of look at it. It's kind of a surprise for everyone, but they sent us our own. I don't know if it won't probably focus on that with my lights around, but it's a glass pot call with our logo in the side or inside. Next year, we're probably going to come out with a few of our own lines of Outdoor Defiance call lines. So that's awesome. I'm very stoked about that one. Second of all, right here on my shoulder, like I said, we can't talk about them what they are. So we're going to call them envelope openers, GritKnives. They reached out, and we're teaming up with them on several things. They're going to become a sponsor for our podcast, and we're very excited about that. They sent us a lot of product. I don't know how much I can show, but I'm not going to talk much about them. Not about these anyways. But
it's a really
link
sharp
is
envelope
below.
opener.
Yeah, very sharp envelope openers. But what I can talk about is their wallet. I got one of these. I've been running it for a week. Absolutely love it. They have so much stuff. They have notebooks. I can show you this stuff. Oh, it won't focus on it. Sorry, guys. So, like I said, all this stuff is awesome. We're awesome to be able to be newer to this side of things and already have people that believe in us. So that makes us want to keep pushing. Well, William, you need to get out there and get going. What are you waiting on?
It's addicting, brother. It's an expensive hobby, but it's an addicting hobby.
Yeah,
so I will say, if you get into it, be prepared to want to do it all the time. And when you're not doing it, you're like, deer season and duck season stuff kind of dulls the pain there, obviously. But after that lull period, you're just like, just get me to April. It's just get me to April.
Yeah, it definitely turns your summer and fall, gives you a little more excitement being able to hunt.
Yeah.
I'm on like a 4 or 5 year dry spell in Oklahoma, but I still get to go out and help Gunner and help some other people. Here's our boy Christian. What's up? We'll see you next Tuesday. You guys, once again, we go live every other Tuesday with Hunter's Advantage. It's usually between 6:30 and 7 Central Time. We do a live Q&A, and we've got a lot of feedback on that, so we're excited about that. Real quick, once again, the codes are below. GritKnives does end April 8th, so if you're going to use that code, you have to until April 8th. So hurry and get on there and use that. And I think we're going to come on. We're going to make our own line of knives through them too. I don't know really what we're going to use for the kind of artwork, but we have some great ideas.
You'll see, we've got something cool we might have coming up here in the next couple weeks. You might get to see Steve and Taylor's dad talk about some of our hunt stories, so stay tuned for that. You'll get to see Steve there.
I don't know how big you guys follow in the deer world, but Gunner and I are going to take Outdoor Defiance to Birmingham, Alabama, July 19th, right? 19th or 21st?
Yeah.
Or did I make that up?
Yep.
So.
No, that sounds right.
And we're going to be at the World Deer Expo. So if you guys are there or planning to attend, come by our booth. I'll look it up here in a second. It's like 40,000, 4,039.
Something like that. I don't know. Ends with a 9. I'm pretty sure, but should probably text us before, because we're going to be flooded because everyone's there to see us, not like Sequel One or anything. So just let us know so we can get you to the front of the line. There's going to be a lot of different. You guys can, swing that trip. It'd be pretty sweet trip, not just to see us, but just the whole expo itself is huge and so many different people you may see on TV or whatever. But of course, come see us as well. But
yeah, there's going to be like 30,000 people there, they say.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
We're right next to the 3D range over there where they have that competition. So, come by. We may have someone enter it from our side. We'll see if Team OD can come home with a championship from Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah. I vote you, Gunner.
You know who? Huh?
I said I vote you.
Gage wants
it's booth 4,319. We're on the downstairs, like Gunner said, right by the bow shooting range, and then right around the corner is the trout fishing pond. So
bring the kiddos.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a good question. Any big hunting trips planned out of the state this year? Not really. Not as of now. I shouldn't say not really. Yeah, there are some in the works, but nothing planned, nothing for certain.
I'm headed to Kansas at some point in April or May, probably a couple times because I do turkey tags. That's fun. Excited about that. A lot of walk-in stuff we're going to try to hit over there, see if we can't do something really cool. We got my grandpa and, Blaine and my dad. We all drew tags, so that'll be really fun. And, of course, as Tanner knows, we always put in every year for Colorado, so I'm sure if we don't draw, we'll go over the counter elk or something somewhere. We didn't get to go last year, so I'm sure we'll do that. And then we've got a couple other things, like Taylor said, nothing set in stone yet, but we got some cool stuff come deer season, I think, that we're going to do.
Yeah, deer season, and then of course I'll probably anything Gunner goes on this year, I'll probably go up and get the video, so that's exciting. I might be able to draw out for Colorado this year. We'll see. I might be able to draw a muzzleloader tag if I'm lucky. So that'll be exciting if I do. I've always wanted to shoot a mule deer.
I think you. How many do you have? Oh, okay.
2 or 3, I think. I think I have 2 or 3 points.
You should be able to.
Yeah, but I definitely want to put in.
Running.
I definitely want to put in for a unit that worth my while.
You could draw a rifle with 2 or 3.
Yeah, but I don't want to go to just any unit.
That's a fair point.
I want the trophy unit, dude. I want the Womack buck unit.
Yeah, I went to pretty. We saw a lot of deer. Somebody killed a pretty big deer. A kid did. That unit we went to 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He killed a pretty nice deer, older deer. We saw a lot of deer. I killed a deer, but oh well.
Yeah, I think if I don't draw this year, I'm definitely going to play the leftover tag this year, next year to see what I can swing. But
yeah, I'm not a pro at the leftover tag market. That's a you need to talk to the pro, like, old Rusty boy. He seems to be pretty successful in that avenue, or at least.
I'm definitely itching to get up there and shoot something finally, or harvest something. I didn't realize you had to watch yourself as much on these things until I started reading on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like you can talk about envelope openers as if it's culinary. So I don't know what qualifies it to be a culinary item. Like you could probably carve some strawberries or something with that thing.
Oh, easily. Do you have any goat points?
Me?
Antelope, pronghorn, yeah.
Oh, in Colorado?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever I have I put in for everything when I put in.
If you have a couple pronghorn points, you should be able to be in the running for some units. I think.
I need the Womack buck of pronghorn too.
That's hard for those units are attainable, but forever. There's big pronghorn in Colorado, obviously, but I always get excited, and then I'm like, I'm gonna draw a great unit this year. I've got 3 points, and then you start looking at like the trophy units. It's like, oh, you're only 20 points away. You're like,
yeah. I should have started putting it in when I was like 2 years old. I could go on a lot of trophy hunts up there.
No kidding. If I end up having a kid who likes to hunt, we're gonna go that route. We're gonna start putting in. And
I don't know if I showed that one. Yeah, I'm excited. I hope I draw something. Did you put in for any other states? Kansas? They probably even open.
Kansas.
This week is wild. I've been losing my mind all week.
We will put in for Kansas because we all have a point.
Yeah, last year
for Kansas. That was so weird. I still don't know.
Last year, it took our money out of our account and then put it back in and said we didn't draw.
I don't understand that. I got all excited, then it just like said, "Oh, you didn't draw." I'm like, "What?" And it gave us our money back. It was like a, like, oh man. But honestly, we should probably one point. You probably 2 points you're drawing. So yeah, we'll put in for Kansas. I have yet to put in our applications for Colorado. I've been behind this year. I need to before the 2nd. That's when it.
Oh man, it closes the 2nd.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to do better at tracking that stuff.
I've been researching. I do my normal, thing this year, but I just haven't put it in the system yet. But
write that down.
We're gonna try to get G-Paw deer tag this year, and I think me and Dad are gonna try to get goat tags, and we're gonna try to get him a deer tag in a unit we can elk hunt, so he can go deer hunt and we can go elk hunt or something. But if it just doesn't happen, or whatever, I don't know Wyoming's deadline. I'm sure it's probably passed. There's some New Mexico's already. I think they're done.
Yeah, I can't tell you. I told you guys last week why I didn't put in for any of that, so I don't know.
It's confusing, you got to know the codes. It's like if you mess up and you put in for like a spike bull in like Montana and you draw it and you're all pumped and you're like, oh, I just drew a spike bull, like you could easily do that in states like that where you put in something you think you're going for a bull elk and you actually just drew a spike bull elk or something, which I'm not going to be too upset if I go kill a spike bull elk, but I will be upset if I thought I drew a trophy unit. You know what I mean? I thought I drew like some big trophy unit and I have to roll up there and shoot a spike when I'm in like a quote unquote trophy unit, but the tag was easy to get because it was a.
Kyle supposedly has some land up in Ohio. I don't know if he's sealed the deal on that or not, but.
Uh-oh.
Do you have any fishing trips planned this year, Gunner?
Yeah, we'll go up to South Dakota at some point. My dad has been on me for the last 2 years about going back up there. He wants to catch pike. Everybody else wants to catch walleye if they go up there because that's the thing. But he's like, he wants to catch the nuisance fish that nobody else wants to catch. So he wants to go up there and catch 50, big pike. So we'll go up there. And then, of course, we got our yearly trip. We'll go fly fish in July in Colorado. But that's the fishing trips.
I might run up there. When I put in. I might put in for a turkey tag and go up there. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Depends on a lot of things.
See if the guide has a guide tag.
Steve, have you found any mushrooms yet, or am I going to have to go out and show you where they are again?
That's sensitive subject, I'm sure.
Have to hold his hand and go take them.
He has been trying. He tries every year, and he looks in places there should be mushrooms. We just don't have mushrooms on our place.
We need to go out to Blackburn and look in the area we found them that one time.
He did.
No.
Tough. He's pulling out all the stops. And then to top it all off, Blaine showed up with some mushrooms to give to him. Yep.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people post.
There's people that have been coming in Low Country saying they found a bunch. Some people are finding them right now.
Yeah, I haven't looked anywhere since I moved. I don't really have a place to go look. I mean, I do, but I haven't got out and done it.
Go walk down that ravine you've got back there.
I did. That's the only place I looked. I have not found any sheds. The only shed I've been a part of this year was with you, and it was a monster shed. I wish I had a picture of that to pop it up. That thing is a stud. Like, you're talking about 150-inch deer, no doubt. Gunnar, have you looked?
Twice. We found some.
I guess I've gone out another time and looked. I forgot I lied about that time. But going out there, I didn't really count it because when I checked my cameras, everything was still holding. So I was like, well, I'm not going to find any.
Yeah, I try to get super pumped about finding sheds, but about the time it's like right now, all I can think about is really one thing. And it's not sheds. It's like if I hear a single turkey anywhere, I'm like locked in. Like it's the only thing I can think about right now is turkey season and our hopefully our upcoming trip to do that again this year. Me and Taylor have been, what are we, like 90, 80%? Well, really 100%, really at OFO's stuff. We've been 100% for a trip, for like the trip as a whole.
Yeah, everyone gets, I mean, not everyone, but every trip I've gone, we haven't come back empty-handed.
Yeah, we've had birds, multiple birds.
Yeah, this year's going to be weird. They lost a lot of their stuff, so we'll see what happens there. If you're out by Taloga and want to let a veteran hunt your place, give us a shout. We're running a weekend trip with the Operation Freedom Outdoors. Also, the 29th, where Gunner's turkey video from last year is coming out. That's a pretty sweet video to watch. We had a hard season last year getting one down, and then when it came together, it was real neat how it came together. So that'll be this Friday at, I want to say noon.
And it still was tough, even when they committed. Yeah. Those two birds were smart, and they were just tough. I've hunted them all year, and I've hunted other birds in the same area, but those two I messed with a lot that year. I had them dead to rights one day before that.
We couldn't get away from the darn coyotes.
It's part of it too.
We had coyotes every hunt, and then we had was that the owl or the hawk or whatever hit it right at daylight, hit the decoy last year. Remember that?
Yeah, I'm sure those turkeys in the tree were like,
they just every time they were committed, coyote would come in. We shot 2 or 3 of them, and still, it was unreal. Yeah, that's a major problem, William. That's
pretty widespread.
Yeah, I was like, I have problems to go out, or I have places to go after them, but you have to catch them when they're there, and they might be there one day out of the whole year. So that kind of sucks. Used to had them everywhere, but I don't know what's going on. We got to do something about that. I don't know if there's some spray we're using. I don't know if the corn is doing damage, but there's something going on.
We got an episode coming up to talk with someone looking into it.
Yep.
That'll be a cool one.
Yeah, we're trying to keep our episodes kind of seasonal because you guys most people don't want to hear turkey or don't want to hear deer episodes during March and April. So we're going to try to keep it seasonal. And that's why we just did the burning one, because it's kind of burning season. So if you guys haven't listened to that one, that's a great episode. A lot of information there. So, oh yeah, we're also now sponsored by Stanley. I'm kidding. That'd be nice though.
That would be nice.
I do have some of their OG thermoses, so shout out Stanley if you're watching. You're not, but
I haven't ever been like a big, like, I don't just carry around water bottles or mugs or stuff like that. So I'm like terrible for the ocean because I get like plastic water bottles. I know.
I always just have one. I always have one just sitting in the truck.
Microplastics. We had a lecture from a student about microplastics.
Mm-hmm.
And so she supposedly gave it to elementary kids, and I was sitting there wondering if my PhD was going to hit after that. Like, I was like, she goes, I gave this to elementary kids, or I'm going to. And then she told us the lecture, and I was like, I barely understand half of this. I know fifth grader is gonna just like we were talking like molecular level type stuff. Like they're talking about, plants. Like this is a root.
Justice loves buying cups, so to get away with it now, I told her enough is enough to get away with it now. She's like, "Look what I bought you," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah.
That's what she came home with this today. I was like, "I got you a surprise." It's a cool color.
That is a cool color. Rifle season mug right there.
Yeah. No, you're not gonna catch me walking out there carrying this.
Big old orange.
Moms do just have it walking in.
Big old orange mug.
Get a cup holder, screw it in my tree stand, or the tree for my tree stand. That'd be hilarious.
I'm sure people have brought in more egregious things to the blind.
Hey, Tristan, listen. If you don't make the Bassmaster Classic this year,
you're fired.
Be very upset.
No. He's alive.
Tristan ghosts us for about 9 months out of the year because he's so busy. Yeah, if you don't make the Bassmaster Classic this year, you're retiring. We're not doing this. If you make it, then we'll let you come on an episode. No, but honestly, guys, go follow Tristan if you haven't already. The dude's a fishing guru. I don't know if can't think of a better word, but he spends his life on a pond somewhere. So go follow him. Made the Bassmaster Classic through the college bracket a few years ago, and he's working on his way to come back. And we're ready to see it happen, dude. Tired of waiting around. If we have to wait around any longer, I'm gonna have to buy a bass boat.
Yeah,
have to join the team.
You'll join for a week and then decide you want to go back to catfish.
Oh, I would. I don't know how them boys do it.
You get out there, you fish all day, catch 5 fish, and say, "Nah, I'm good."
Professional trout fisherman.
Me and Taylor try. We catch fish, but let me tell you, when I first went, you don't realize how much skill it can take to really be a good caster.
Are you talking about trout fishing?
And you were bound, yeah, like fly fishing. And so, like, you were bounds ahead of me, and
Still am.
Well, you are. You probably are. I haven't even seen you. We haven't fly fished together in a while, but Rust can just like flick it on top of the water or something. I'm like,
he's all right. I've seen better.
Like, good for you.
I taught him everything. I really taught Tristan everything he knows. If you want the truth, I mean, I was just trying to give him some time to win it so I could join and win it all. That's funny.
Get that Bama rig out there. We had to make sure he's alive after that wedding.
Yeah. So this weekend I went to the Bassmaster Classic and I went to their little convention they were having and I walked around. And I do not know how, and I say this in a respectful way, but I do not know how all these companies are there and they're like, our lures are better than the others. Because I look at them all and I'm like, what's the difference? I mean, I can tell the paint schemes. I can look at the bills. I could do all that and see that they dive deeper and all that. They all make a rattling noise. But, man, I do not know how they sit there and like, this one's better than the other. Which people that looking at deer hunting, they probably say the same stuff about bows and all that. But I don't know how they do it. I was walking around and just looking, hearing people giving their spills to other people. And I was like, how? Like, I get it in the soft classics, the movement and stuff like that. But when it comes to crankbaits and stuff like that, that stuff loses me when they're like, this one's better than our competitors, because I'm like, yeah, I can't see it. Yeah, Chad, we just went out was it last weekend, Gunner? I'm losing track of my time. Or was it 2 weekends ago now? It was last. No, it was 2 weekends ago. Sorry. We went 2 weekends ago with Operation Freedom Outdoors and videoed, and they caught several big ones. Us personally, we haven't gone yet.
We need to go back to the dam and just like start throwing grubs out there again. Spoons. That was fun.
Yeah,
we
it's
haven't
about
done
time.
that in a few years.
It's about time.
We haven't done that in a few years. We need to go back.
They redid the boat dock, and you can take a boat out there, but we're definitely gonna have to get some rain because I'm not gonna take off my lower unit.
I gotcha. See those people that got stranded out there the other day?
Yeah, they didn't listen to the sirens and stood out there, and water formed around them. Yeah, that's
coolest thing I ever did there was snag a bird that bit me.
I forgot about that.
Or did it bite you? Who did it bite? Was it? It was Tanner.
Yeah,
he went down there, and he's like, "I'll just get it. I'm down here," and he got it. And he's like, "Oh, it bit me." I'm like, sorry, buddy.
I also want a snagging trip coming up, so we're gonna go out and take advantage of that and get some videos. Okay.
He's on it today. He's our official fact check guy.
Yeah. It'll be fun when they do, except for it's kind of a small area. I bet for the first year or two, it's going to be pretty crowded with boats. And it's going to be a big learning curve for people. Because there's so many shallow areas.
Mm-hmm.
I did go on the river this weekend and did some catfishing. Only parked the boat on a sandbar one time, so yeah, I had to do the old take the boot off and push off the sandbar trick.
He's human.
Well, the channel switched on me. And I asked one of my buddies, I was like, hey, the channel, is it still to the right of the bridge? And he said, yep. And I went flying through there and learned it wasn't to the right of the bridge. It's to the left now.
Nice.
Went from about 8 foot to 6 inches in about 20 yards.
Yeah. I haven't, the only time I've ran up and down rivers has been the White River with you and my dad, and that was an experience, of course. Taylor and I waved at the locals as we went down because our motor wouldn't start.
Oh, that was a fun trip. And then the window got stuck and it wouldn't roll up, and we drove through a storm all the way home with the cardboard box in the window. Yeah, it was.
Got home at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
We had like blowout after blowout.
Yeah. On 412 had a blowout, and the rainstorm it was. That trip, everything was downhill. The river was out of its banks.
It's like 30 foot high.
Yeah.
Bull Shoals was like 30 foot high. They were just pumping water. We're trying to fly fish. And everyone's like, why are you fly fishing? Throw a massive jerk bait out there. We're like, we're going to fly fish.
Yeah, we caught some.
We caught fish. You caught.
I'd have had a net guy. I would have caught a giant brown, but they were sleeping on me.
It's fair. Yeah, that's true. That did happen. It was a lot hotter there than previous years, too.
Yeah. They say you need to go down there during the shad kill off, and it's like a super good time to be there for the big browns.
I believe it. There's big fish in that river. There's big fish in every river, but I've seen some big ones right off where the guides when they gut in the trout and they throw the ridiculous 30-pound fish just come up and go whoop. Like, yeah, I wish. You'd kick my tail, but I wish. Would be no match for you, sir, on the fly rod. Not yet. Not yet.
Man.
I need to get mine fixed.
Your what?
Both my fly rods.
Oh.
Both out of commission right now. I need to get them fixed.
Yeah. Gunner can't keep a fly rod from breaking and can't keep cutting himself with letter openers.
I always cut myself. Now the fly rod went after some browns in the black bear. No luck.
Yeah, I haven't had luck either.
Yeah, it's tough.
I heard the hell ring. You can find them in there every now and then, but
I heard Panther Creek. Find them in Panther Creek.
yeah, we need to go fly fishing. It's been a couple years, man. That's something I love to do.
Oh, I enjoy it too. I got to go this summer. I had a pretty good summer. Only one of them's Walton. The other one my dad bought randomly for a backup rod, and I had to use it, and I broke that one too. So, and it was a nice rod too, but the Walton one, the one I really want to get fixed, I will send you a text.
Tanner, did Walton sell out to a different guy, or they still ran by the same people? Their social media is very confusing.
Yeah. The other one supposedly we can send in and they'll, because it's on warranty still, so they can fix it for now. So that's why I need to get it in. But no, the one I really want to get fixed, of course, is that custom rod, because it's custom.
If it was the Braves color, Atlanta Braves, it wouldn't have broke.
It's pretty close.
But it had to be Cubs, it's gonna break.
Dude, that stupid door.
I know what you meant. Own it, not want it. And another owner, doesn't he have a coffee company now?
Oh.
I remember right. The Drip or something. Maybe I just made that up. Pretty good at making stuff up.
Did you call it? Is it the Drip? That's what you said?
Drip Fish Coffee. Hey, I was halfway right. If there's anything you guys want to see on our podcast, we totally forgot to go over this part. This is episode 10. It's kind of like like a celebration for first 9 episodes, I guess. But if there's anything you guys want to see, always feel free to DM us. If you would like to join on an episode, kind of shoot us a message and what you'd like to go over. We have a lot of people reaching out in that aspect. We kind of have to be picky, and we don't mean that in a rude way, but we kind of have something we're following, rules set that we made because we know people would do that. So, anyways, don't feel don't feel bad if we don't just say, yeah, get on. So it's just something you got to do. Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, we got a lot of people we're surfing through, and like he said, we're trying to stay on like the seasonal thing, so that might be part of it too.
And if you're on Instagram, once again, if you're commenting and we don't see it, StreamYard, when you go live, I don't know what happens between there and between StreamYard and Instagram, but your comments just disappear and don't show up on our side. So we've told them about it, and they suppose they're going to fix it, but that's been for 4 or 5 episodes now. We're going live next Tuesday with Hunter's Advantage. I really don't know who's going to be on yet, but at least one of us and one of them. So I think we're going to have all 4. I hope we have all 4. It's always a little funner when we have everyone on there. So
yeah.
Yeah, so our plans with this whole podcast, like I said earlier, some people just got on. I just saw there were several new people. We're kind of going to go with the seasons, try to get people on here to talk about their research. People that are successful hunters, we're going to get them on here and, try. Our overall goal is try to help you guys become a better, and us. I didn't mean that in a rude way, but help everyone try to become a better outdoorsman. And then we have like a coffee company that's coming on. We have a couple different oh my gosh, I just went blank. Mineral companies coming on.
Professors.
Professors. We have some turkey people that do turkey research at OSU, right?
One's turkey research. He's at the head of it, doing what they're doing in Southeast Oklahoma and the genetics study they're doing, and then the other one does a lot of work with quail.
Awesome. And then, so yeah, we're trying to just do stuff like that, kind of stay seasonal, stay on top of things, try to get something that a lot of other people aren't having. Of course, we're going to try to keep getting big deer. Two of our biggest episodes have been Gunner's Deer and Ethan Kyle, which shot a giant 230-inch stud. So we're going to try to get a lot of those people on because those are always going to be big hits. When you kill something that big, it deserves that. So. And also, if you're new, we have 2 new sponsors now for our podcast we're very excited about. We're doing JAG Calls and GritKnives. There's our codes down at the bottom of the screen. Feel free to check them out if you feel like you need to buy something, which I highly recommend both of these companies. And I'm not saying that just because they're our sponsor. Before we've had some other people reach out for sponsorships, and they might be good companies, but we don't know because we haven't really used them. But these 2 companies we back. We've used them for a few years before any of this talk came up. So any companies that we feel like are good, we're going to definitely promote them by doing sponsorships. So there's our 2 codes at the bottom left screen. GritKnives ends on April 8th. So if you're going to order knives, definitely take advantage of that before April 8th. JAG Calls, that's going to be a year-long code. So, but turkey season's here. You got to get ordering.
And it's right around the corner, buddy. Yeah. They're already gobbling. They're already starting to, at least here, I've seen them start to kind of break up, obviously because the season used to be a week from now and they were breaking up, then at times, and it's been warmer. Everything seems to be ahead of schedule anyway. Fish are ahead of schedule and all that good stuff. So, yeah, it's right around the corner. I love these calls. I really love their pot calls. I use those a lot. I wish I could use mouth calls, but like I'm the guy that had to cut his mouthpiece almost all the way off because my gag reflex is atrocious. So I'm pretty much leveled to my hands. So, but when Taylor said we were, going to be doing stuff with JAG Calls, I ordered some and tried them out, and I was like, man, really? I mean, like, that's all I use now. Pot calls and then their box calls. Yep, I can back those.
Yeah, like so, we're not going to sit here and drive them down everyone's throat and only be the thing we talk about, but we have used these companies for a couple of years. It's not just someone reached out and was like, hey, we want to be a part of what you guys are doing. No, we tested these companies. There's multiple companies that I've tested myself when it comes to mouth calls because I'm so picky on them. And I've literally told them that their stuff isn't worth my time, that they need to make this better and this better. And then I leave it there. With JAG, I don't have anything at all to say bad. So same with Grit. So I haven't had a knife fault me yet, other than my own fault. If I did something there, if like their blades on their hunter scalpel, I put them to the test and they've broken situations, but that's because of me. Yeah. If you know anyone that wants to come on, shoot us a message. We're more than happy to get something worked out. We're about to have to start scheduling a little farther out. We also have a couple places we got to go to schedule to travel, so we're excited about that. I'm ready to do some in-person podcasts. We got a guy down in Oklahoma City that's going to be fun. He goes out west a lot and has a lot of good luck. There's a tree stand company out of Kansas we're going to go visit, and that one's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to kind of make a weekend deal out of it, I believe. So a lot of stuff that I never really imagined us getting to be able to be a part of happening right in front of our eyes very fast. I thought we were going to have to show them a certain amount of subscribers or views or something like that. But no, there's a lot of people that believe in what we're doing and are pushing it. So that's exciting to see.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah. I'm Gunner's voice.
Yeah, it's definitely been a learning curve, and it, you know, I don't know, from when we started to where we are now, it's definitely been a learning curve, and I think we're starting to really figure stuff out. So that's exciting.
Yeah, it's my mind speaks faster than I do, so I think of what I want to say, and then I keep moving on. So I forget where I was going a lot of times, but we're getting there. And the whole having multiple people on there, that's a huge learning curve. Learning when to talk, when to ask questions, when I need to ask a question, when Gunner needs to ask a question. But we're fine learning.
Yeah.
So we're getting there.
Yeah.
Like I said, we better get there. We got a lot of people coming on that are big time in the industry. So
yeah. Oh yeah. Have you talked to Christian lately about us kicking his? Well, are we going to be on separate teams when we do this noodling thing?
I have no idea.
Or because I don't feel like that's fair if we're on the same team.
Well, I figured we'd have to be on separate teams because I don't really want, unless it was you or Tanner or someone that I know that's driven a boat, but I really don't. I'm not just going to let someone jump on the boat and take off. So
that's fair enough. That's
lower units, and my prop isn't cheap. So,
well, I can bring my pontoon too.
that's why I figured you'd bring your pontoon. I'll bring my boat, and we'll kind of be the captains and choose. I
need to
think
recruit.
Christian's not on here. He's in the movies.
Who?
Christian. He's probably watching the new Barbie movie. But I think he's bringing a camera guy, so we might figure something out on our end and have two guys running. And we might do a 2-day. I haven't even talked to you about this. We're thinking about doing a 2-day series. One day we all get on the pontoon, or we just follow each other around and just noodle together, and then the next day break up, or vice versa, whatever works. But maybe take them some of the spots we know we'll get bit, and then the next day go to the random lake.
I haven't done a whole lot of noodling at Keystone, so
I have, but I
for sure.
I'll literally turn my locations on and show you guys the area that the holes I know are at. But I've also told you this before. I've made a promise with a guy that I won't take random people to those places, so I'm not going to break that promise. That guy's a little bit bigger than I am,
and he's got dogs that bite really hard.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about his dogs. Have you seen his fist?
Yeah.
They look like dang cantaloupes, dude. They'll make an imprint.
He looks like Shaq, White Shaq. Or like, what's that? What's that? Kingpin? Yeah, he looks like Kingpin with hair. Just massive dude.
If we said this again already, if you've listened this whole time, but we're going to be in July for the World Deer Expo, July 19th through the 21st, booth 4319. It'll be downstairs, kind of by the bow range. So stop by if you're there. If you tell us beforehand, we might be able to get you some cheaper tickets, maybe, but that won't be for everyone. So if you're going to be there, go ahead, shoot us a message. We may be able to get you in for cheaper. If you are coming, definitely stop by. If you're traveling from far away, then for sure stop by. That'd be cool to document. It's the first time ever going to a show, so we decided to go big or go home.
First of hopefully many.
Yeah, I'd like to do a couple of these a year, different shows a year. Do some live podcasts there. It'd be fun. Yeah. If you haven't, definitely go hit up YouTube and subscribe. We're trying to get over 1,000. YouTube's been the slowest thing, and that's kind of no one's fault but our own at getting videos out slow. And then we've had some bad luck when it came to videos, of losing a lot of stuff. So we won't go into all that in detail, but we had some bad luck on that end, and we're just now finally catching up. But if you haven't, please subscribe. Once we get to 1,000, we can start making a little money off that, and then any of the money we make, we're going to use to make our channel bigger, get better equipment, pay for shows, pay for big giveaways, stuff like that. So we're not gonna pocket any until way down the road. And if you want to call it pocketing, it'll be more of hey, let's go on this trip, and we're going to use that to pay for those trips. So. And TikTok. I guess we have to have 1,000 followers on TikTok to go live there, but it won't hurt my feelings. They're so, yeah, they kick us off for everything. They'd probably kick us off for showing a letter opener.
It looks like we may be SOL with TikTok.
What
Possibly.
do you mean?
We might be axed. We might axe it.
Oh, yeah, because if whatever, China doesn't sell it to America.
Yeah, something like that.
TikTok aggravates me. I don't want to go into a whole spill on that, but there can be people on there that are not of age showing more than they should, but we throw a knife on there and we get removed or banned for a week or a month. It's like, that's unreal. Or I put a video of a dog. Put a video up of a dog running behind a vehicle and it gets taken down because it's animal cruelty. Like, actually, probably not. Gun-euthanized animals probably get treated better than some people in this world. So,
yeah, that was wild.
Well, that's happened all the time. We've been threatened to get banned off there multiple times on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on Instagram, I'm rolling through some of the message now. Nathan, I don't know how to say your last name.
Is it Tagabaloni?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "What's up? What's up, Nathan? Bullpath is lurking on there. What's up?"
Nathan's the one that wants to get into videoing.
Well, better get after it. No. Brandon Wallace, what's up? So, if you're on Instagram, come on over to Facebook or YouTube and your comments will show up. But this is kind of our episode 10, kind of celebration of making it to episode 10 and kind of letting you guys know what we're going to do. And then, another thing we're going to do is all of our lives for every Tuesday. If you missed it, we're going to start releasing those probably on a Thursday or Saturday type situation. I've been saving those up so we can kind of slowly start releasing those. So there'll actually be 2 episodes or 2 of our podcasts a week. If you want to listen to them, that'd be great. I know this is repetitive too, but if all these messages of us people get of Snapchats and texts saying good job, that episode was the best episode so far, keep going, all those different messages I love to see would be very helpful if you commented that on our podcast or on our YouTube. That kind of gets more of, I can't even say the word right, but they'll push, those platforms will push our stuff a little farther, and then that just means we get to grow faster. So, but definitely
take feedback too.
Yeah, feedback. It does not hurt our feelings if you're like, hey, you need to do this better, you need to do that better. Let us know. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear how we need to get better. I feel like there's something else I was about to say. Every other Tuesday, so not today. But next Tuesday, we're going live with Hunter's Advantage. We go live every other Tuesday at them, do a live question and answer. That's been a big hit. Have a lot of people on that. So I'm excited. This podcasting has been a whole new thing for us, and it's been fun.
Yeah. It's going to evolve too. So when we start going on trips or hunting and stuff, we'll, like deer season, when deer season comes around, we're going to get to talk about our season in live time. Like every week you're going to get to hear what we're doing and, the different things we're seeing. And I think that's cool. We've talked about doing that in video form, but I think it makes a whole lot of sense to do it podcast form and then show videos to supplement. And then of course, when we harvest something, but yeah, we're going to get to talk. Turkey season, we'll talk through it. We'll tell you how we got our butt kicked this week or the next week we had a close call or that's something we definitely want to do. Just to show you guys how we're doing, I guess, so you don't feel as bad if you're not doing good.
We kind of
We're
coasted
not
our
doing
way.
good either.
Yeah, we kind of coasted our way through all this through college because we both had to work and both going for school. So and living on a budget. That a budget sucks when it's dollars, not. We're talking like less than 100. And when it comes to this stuff, it takes nothing but money to keep this stuff going. So now that we finally have jobs and all that, and have some sponsorships and stuff like that, we finally get to put that back in and get better stuff, better equipment. Like already, if you watch our first few episodes, I was blurry, and now I have pretty good quality. We're getting Gunner that equipment, so we're excited. We're ready to keep pushing forward.
Sometime tomorrow, I'll go look for. I went by the place to see if I could see him out there, but there's one bird I'm after this year.
Yeah,
one specific.
Me too. It's a bird with a beard.
I'm trying to shoot the one I shot last year's homie. They were about the same caliber bird, so I'm hoping he's one still alive. We know how that goes. Two, he's healthy, and he got he added on to his spurs and stuff like that, because the other one, that's always been the Bears thing. Spurs down there have never been the greatest, but the beards get real long and stuff, and they're mature. They mature out when they get to a certain age, but their fighting equipment isn't up to par always. It's all nubbed out.
We'll wrap it up with this. Like I said, we have two new sponsors now, JAG Calls and GritKnives. We already did an episode with GritKnife, so go check that out. Tanner Russ, come check out these Colorado half-inch spurs. Hey, my bird wasn't that small. I remember, but someone has kept my bird hostage from me. So, but no, we have two new sponsors. Check them out. There's the codes below. We're gonna if you guys have watched us since day one, we also have a new voiceover for our entry for our videos. We're getting the same thing, but we're gonna do the same thing for JAG Calls and Grit. So that's gonna be cool. The guy I found does awesome work, so we're excited about that. But we're ready to keep these things moving. I like the lives, but I don't like them sometimes because if there's not a lot of people or a lot of people aren't commenting stuff, you kind of run out of stuff to talk about. But when we go in on our podcast record, we kind of know what we're talking about. So that's always, I really enjoy those.
Positive.
But yeah, I don't like live. I don't like sitting here waiting on people to comment.
No kidding. Hold on. Did you see the people, before we get off here, we'll start spark something real quick. Do you see all the snow geese that were killed and dumped?
I
think it's towards Arkansas. Don't quote me. Some people in Oklahoma killed a bunch of snow geese here a couple weeks ago or whatever. And they dumped them. Didn't clean them. They dumped them. I believe it was on the Oklahoma game warden thing.
I was looking it up.
Like smoked some snow geese. Like we'd have been tickled to death about it. Now people in South Dakota or Arkansas are probably like, well, you only killed 50 snow geese. What the heck's that about?
Oh yeah, here it is. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people getting caught for dumping stuff. I mean, there's 3 guide services last year that all had a dump pile that they got caught. There was another local one around us that got caught for dumping without cleaning their birds. So that's what's aggravating is these people want to do these guided hunts, try to say that everything right, and behind the scenes, I'm not saying everyone does it. So before anyone gets all mad at that, but there's a lot of companies that when they take your birds, they're not cleaning them; they're just dumping them. So. And that's not right. Whereas hunters, we're supposed to eat everything we harvest or donate it to a good cause. So even if a snow goose doesn't taste good, there's someone that's probably hungry that would definitely eat it. So just remember that.
Yeah.
Before you become a dirtbag. Anyways, we're gonna end that here. Thanks for jumping on. This will be episode 10. We have, like I said, we brought 2 new sponsors on. We're gonna keep going through. We're gonna keep moving. we're going to try to do something for episode 100, which we're 90 away, so we got a while. But we're going to do a big giveaway there. If you haven't, go follow us on Instagram, Facebook, definitely YouTube. I can't stress that enough. If you haven't subscribed, please go subscribe. We're only at like 382. However, we were like at 311 when we started all this, so we've grown crazy in the last few weeks just from that. I think we average like 2 subs a day, which is really good for our size. So please go subscribe to that. Give us feedback. If there's people you want to see on, that's awesome to hear. If you want to see something different, let us know. So we're trying to do what our listeners want us to do versus, I don't know how to really say it other than that. We're going to try to do what you guys want us to do, try to bring on the people you want us to bring on, and keep it to what our listeners want. So this is episode 10 for the week. That's Gunner, wherever side he's on me. This is Taylor. And thank you guys for everything, from the bottom of our heart, for following along and watching all this. And we'll see you on episode 11.